Alright, this dish is the posole, or the Mexican or southwestern United States traditional corn or hominy soup, which will be our soup and corn dish for our Thanksgiving '07 meal. So here's how you do it. Now you'll note that everything I do is very precise, so you might want to take some notes. We've got a big pot of water here. We're going to pour in some salt. My wife were here, she would say I'm using too much salt, but you know, she's not here. So, second thing we're going to put in, some cheap blade cuts of pork. The cheapest pork I could find, yet it's still really good quality organic pork that I got from my favorite store, New Seasons, here in Portland. I'm throwing the pork in the water. I'm going to throw an onion in the water. I'm putting some peeled and smashed garlic in the water. A couple of fresh bay leaves. I only use fresh. Much better flavor. I got a handful of thyme from the garden. I got a handful of fresh oregano, and to that fresh oregano I'm going to add just a little bit more dried oregano, Mexican oregano, just for good measure. I've got some dried New Mexico or California chilies, mild to medium. They'll go in there. You need exactly, as Patrick would say, X amount of dried chilies. Makes all the difference in the world. If you don't have X amount of chilies, you can use Y amount of chilies. Or Z. What do we have next? Oh, a little cumin seed. We're going to put some cumin seed in there. And just for good measure, I've got some dried and ground up New Mexican green chilies, which I've used before. They're a little bit hot, not too much. That goes in. Now what we're going to do is we're going to boil the snot out of that. And we're going to let it cook and cook and cook and cook. In order to do that, we have to light the stove. The stove is lit. It's going to cook for a long time, very slowly, and basically what I want to have happen is I want that meat to get very, very, very tender and to fall off of the bone. Then we're going to strain it, and we're going to add some canned hominy. We're going to pull that meat off the bone, return it to the broth, add the hominy, and we're going to have posole. Stay tuned for further details. So this is the posole. We've added some shredded Savoy cabbage and let it cook just a little bit so it's still crunchy. And we're going to see how people like this.
Oh,
Janet?
that's what I got hot sauce.
So how did you like that posole?
I loved it. The hot sauce. I didn't even need the hot sauce. It was delicious.
Joe?